Hey, this is James Glass, and I'm here working on our tiny home tonight, and I wanted to talk a little bit about venting bathrooms. So, code requires that all bathrooms have some kind of ventilation. Either a power vent, like this electric fan here, or a window of a certain size. I don't even want to talk about the windows because even though it still meets minimum code, it is an inferior way to vent bathrooms. Even if your bathroom has a window, the absolute best way to vent a bathroom is with a fan. And you can calculate, there's charts online to calculate the size fan that you need in CFM for the square footage of bathroom that you have. I won't get into the details of that, I just encourage you to look that up. And then there are fans of different quality. They range anywhere from $50 all the way up to $500. I've selected a couple $100 worth of Panasonic Whisper Quiet here. It's perfect for my application. Fans can have humidity controls that turn on and off, and you can set the relative humidity for that switch. And some fans even have variable speeds. This one, for example, has, I think it's 30, 50, and 80 CFM. And so you can buy one of these fans and size it appropriately for the cubic feet of your bathroom. So, just, if in doubt, power vent your bathroom. And then select a fan that has the right CFM and or humidity controls for you. And the reason that's so important is because showers produce a tremendous amount of humidity. Baths do too, but showers really do. And you got VOCs coming off, beauty products, and then you got some of the world's biggest geysers, and they sometimes need to be vented too. So bathroom fans are the way to go. So, great, you've made your choice to put a bathroom fan in. Now you got to duct it. I always use 4-inch galvanized solid duct. It never sags. I generally try to hose clamp it together. I'm in the middle of this job right now. You can see a hose clamp. That happens to be an oval out on that 4-inch. That's only because that's a super low profile fan that was designed for 2x4 walls. You do not need an adapter going from a 4-inch oval to a 4-inch round. You just squish the pipe down and put it on. I'll be taping that as I taped here. This is the first layer of taping, by the way. This house wrap tape works far superior to the metal tape, and I also come back and put ice and water shield and foam over it so my vents never leak. Whenever possible, I always use clamps. I try to avoid using self-tapping half-inch sheet metal screws. For HVAC work and duct work, you can do that. You can never use screws in dryer vents because lint can get caught on them and eventually build up and cause a problem. I just basically try to keep the insides of my ducts as unobstructed as possible. Before I put this tape on, I always wipe it down because the ducts compact in oil. So I use some lacquer thinner or any kind of a solvent that cuts the oil that's off of it. I always put my duct seams upward. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So whenever I have a run, this is not quite 2 feet here. The seam to the duct is up. If there is moisture in there, I've got this pitch so that in the event that there's some kind of a problem, it'll all drain back to the fan. That's, okay. If possible, and you can go at a soffit, it's great if you can, especially in long runs, you can run this to pitch toward to drain out of the house. But at least in this case, what I don't want is a low spot somewhere in the ductwork. I'd rather have it, if I've got a rain infiltration or I've got some kind of water problem, I want to see it. I don't want it to fester inside this galvanized duct. And in this case, you always try to make the shortest run possible. I'm able to do this in about 4 feet. That's about a 13-inch straightaway there, and I got a couple elbows there and a couple elbows there. So it's fantastic. I have got the shortest run from the fan to the roof. I had to kind of do it this way because of the existing roof penetrations I had up there. Minimum code didn't require that I put this at least 3 feet away from my vent, but I did anyway. And I don't want to be bringing fresh air into the plumbing that came out of here. I mean, conceptually I could. It's not coming into the environment. Again, it's not a code thing. It's just a me thing. I try to keep all penetrations of airflow and exhaust at least 3 feet apart. In some cases, it is code. And these ducts go together because one end is crimped. I left this open here so you can see. You've got this crimping around the edge, and then this forms a slightly smaller diameter that allows you to slide this over. And there's my roof penetration with my clamp. And again, I'll wipe all the oils off of this, and I will clamp everything, tape everything, ice and water guard everything, and then foam it. And it'll be great. So yeah, you can run 3-inch lines. I don't. I want the largest possible. I want the largest possible ability to get mostly, and I'm mostly worried about just humidity, out of the house. And so there's no real cost savings to running a 3-inch line. I mean, it's just incrementally small difference. So I just try to run 4-inch lines whenever I can. But the key is to tape every single one of the joints, every single one of them, so that you have absolutely no air loss, because we don't want to be putting hot, moist, humid air up in all of our insulation and rotting it all out. Well, that's about it for ductwork. So just a quick review. Go with a ventilated power fan. Don't use a window. Get the fan that's right for your bathroom. You got to make sure you get the minimum CFM, and then above that you can go fancy and get humidity controls and all kinds of stuff. Use heavy-duty HVAC galvanized 4-inch line. Make sure that you secure it with clamps, or if you have to, self-tapping screws. Make sure that you tape every single possible joint. Put your seams up, and make sure you run the shortest possible line. If you have to run over 25 feet, you have to add an auxiliary blower. So really super long bathroom vent lines, if you go beyond 25 feet, you actually put an inline helper to help blow the air out. So there you go. That's about 7 minutes of information on ductwork, because I am passionate about all these things. I want to make sure that I never mess with this. I'm 51 years old. If my children live here, they'll never have to deal with this. It is good for a couple of lifetimes. Hey, thanks for watching.